We begin tonight with a man who is fighting for his life after a shooting at a business in Corpus Christi. Police say two suspects went into a clock repair store on Bonner Drive and started shooting at the owner. Well, that owner then shot back. Our Michelle Pedraza joins us live from the scene with the very latest in this top story. Michelle.
Well, Mackenzie, Corpus Christi police are still searching for one of the suspects involved in the shooting here at Central Watch and Clock Repair. Police are calling it an aggravated assault. It happened just before 2 p.m. today. I'm told that two men wearing ski masks went inside the shop, one of them armed, shooting at the store owner. The owner is said to be in his 60s, shot back at them. He was hit twice in the stomach. At some point after he was able to call 911 and was taken to Spawn South, last said to be in critical condition. One of the suspects was also hit and is in custody, being treated at a hospital. However, police are still searching for the other suspect, who was said to be driving a silver Chevy Equinox. Charges include aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and we will continue to bring you the latest updates as they become available. We're now live on the city's south side. Michelle Pedraza, 3 News.